So Before I Forget is a narrative exploration game from Threefold Games, and it was released in July of 2020. This game centers around a character named Sunita who is living with a certain medical condition. From the name of the game, you can probably get an idea of what that is, but I didn't know what it was going into it, and it's sort of an aspect of this storyline here that, you kind of figure it out while it's going on. Sunita's kind of figuring it out while it's going on, and you kind of see it from her eyes, and so I'd rather let you discover exactly what it is in the game itself rather than just telling you right now. And what you do in this game is basically walking around this apartment building as you come across these different objects that hold value to her life, and they also take her back and, relive a bit of that memory that they have for her. It's hard to kind of really go into anything more than that because this is a very short game. I believe it only took me about 45 minutes or so to get through the entire thing, but I never felt shortchanged by that. There was an impact that this game was making on me as each piece of the story was being told here, and the fact that it was a game was definitely being lost on me at times. I saw a review for this on Steam when I was trying to find more info for it, and they talked about why a game like this is kind of the reason why they love video games, because they can tell you something in a way that you can't really get in any other format. And I brought that up and talked about that a few times before, but I still, I have to agree with that every time I see it. And sure, there is a part of me, and it's the pure consumer part of me that I don't always love, that, kind of thinks it's almost crazy that a game like this could have taken 5 years to make or something like that. And, maybe the final product doesn't necessarily feel like it justifies that because of the length of the game and the fact that it has to compete with just a ridiculous amount of games out there. And it's awful to see some of these games just kind of completely get lost in the shuffle because of that. However, the bigger part of me that is emotionally impacted by a game like this and seeks out more like them all the time because they inspire me and inform me on different aspects of life that I really just wouldn't have, if I looked over these games, is so happy that they decided to make this. I know there's a good chunk of people that will never, in their entire life, check this one out because it's just not their type of game that they enjoy, and that's completely fine. I would think that even the developers would understand that and they wouldn't be really hurt by it or anything. But just like how this story is a great representation of a diverse and unique voice of not only this character being portrayed, but also of all the people out there who are dealing with this condition, it's also that kind of unique and diverse game that keeps the marketplace fresh, and it continues to challenge future creators and current creators in a positive way, and that is so important. But even aside from all of that, there are a few other quick things that I want to mention too that I really did love about this game, and first and foremost is the score. There's a really great melodic piano soundtrack playing throughout this game from the composer Dave Tucker, and it works perfectly to kind of set the tone for everything that's going on here. It's very classical, but it also adds a certain element of tension and mystery that the game surprisingly does have a lot of. There are some really cool visual pieces here too that I was not expecting. It was never scary necessarily, but there were some moments of fear that you could visually see and feel, and those moments were executed perfectly. I also really love the visual touch of this somewhat dull and lifeless world that would come back to life and be filled with color as you relived some of those memories from Sunita's life. The voice acting for her also felt really nice. It felt authentic. The emotions that were being portrayed felt real. And lastly, I want to mention the developer commentary. I didn't listen to every single part of it just yet, but I'm really enjoying this commentary so far. It obviously gives a really cool reason to play the game for a second time, but it also gives a ton of great insight into how the game was made and what the creators were thinking of when they did different scenes, and they go into the smaller details of why they have certain paintings on the wall, and it's just a really nice touch that you do see sometimes from smaller games like this every once in a while, but I still always love it when they do that. And so currently this game is going for $5.99 on Steam and $7.99 on consoles. Maybe there's some differences here and there, but I think that's actually a really good price for it. And again, this was less than an hour for me from beginning to end for this game, and so in a sense that is a lot to ask for, but given the time that went into this game and the clear attention to detail, the accuracy that they went into to show what living with this condition is like, I think there's a lot to get from this one, especially with that added bonus of the developer commentary. I think you're getting a lot more for what it might seem like from the outside. It's just a small narrative experience, but I think it does offer so much more than that overall. But yeah, I think that's all I got for this one. I really enjoyed getting to talk about it. I'm so glad that I decided to check it out because again, there's a ton of small games out there and you can easily just, I'm sure I've missed 100 of them, 1,000 of them probably, I don't know how many. And it's always nice when you get to play something like this and you kind of feel I'm glad I found it, and I'm happy for that, and I'm just always looking for more like this. And again, they're not going to be for everybody. No game is, but if it is for you, if this does look like something that you're going to be interested in, I think it's worth a shot. I think it's worth checking out, and hopefully, of course, you would enjoy it as much as I did. So thank you all so much for watching this. It really does mean a lot to me, so I hope you enjoyed it. I would love if you came back for the next one, but more than anything, I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you're having a great day, and until the next one, take care, everybody.